So, how's your attitude these days? Is it positive? Could you use some help in that direction? Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And I have read a kind of an interesting article, got my attention anyway. 14 reminders that create a positive attitude in life by a gentleman named Lucas Schweckendieck. And I want to share this with you, give you my 2 cents, and because attitude is so important in life. You know, people that have that positive attitude get more done, and people that have that negative, same old, I'm on a treadmill attitude, you know, people looking for distractions. These are not the people that make it into the 5% group. So let's talk about getting a positive attitude, and let's get a little help from Mr. Schweckendieck. Okay, first one is leave things simple. I couldn't agree more. The bottom line is always simple. Remember that when life gets too complex, and stop overcomplicating everything. Divide the problem into its simplest form, and it won't be nearly that scary. You know what I've found to be really successful in this particular endeavor here is to always ask yourself, because what happens is you face an issue, you face a challenge or problem, and you say to yourself, oh goodness, this is like climbing Mount Everest. What am I going to do here? Well, you have to ask yourself one question, and your one question is, what is my starting line? What is it that's going to get me moving in the right direction to achieve that end result that I want to achieve? And too often what happens is you get on overwhelm, all right, as Anthony Robbins likes to say, you're on overwhelm, and when you're on overwhelm, then you're so intimidated that you don't get started. The key thing is find a starting line. And once you find a starting line, your momentum will carry you. The law of inertia will work in your favor. Next one, let stuff go. What happens in a lot of cases is people will have certain circumstances, certain situations that they carry with them their whole day. Let me give you an example. How many times have you been, let's say on your way to work, you're on the road, something like that, and somebody cuts you off? And then you just get like this, angry, and you start carrying with you when you get to work. You say, you should have seen this guy doing. And you know what it is in like 99% of the cases is the person that cut you off doesn't even know they cut you off. You know, or somebody gives you the digit, okay, when they drive by, you know, and they get, you know, don't let somebody's attitude affect your attitude, because you're in control of your attitude. You gotta let stuff go, and that goes for not only things on an attitudinal basis, but also for life events. You can't keep looking in that rear view mirror. Remember, the windshield is this big and the rear view mirror is that big. If you want to move forward in your car, where do you need to have your attention focused? Through the windshield. Same thing is true in life. Number 3, be courageous. It's courage that creates experiences, and those experiences then create a much stronger mindset. Do at least one thing every month that requires you to be bold and brave. You know what I think about when I think about that is how many times, you know, when you were a kid, you went to the amusement park and they had the ride, the roller coaster as an example, and you said, oh, I don't want to go on the roller coaster. And then you kind of get dared into it and you go onto it and say, wow, that was great, that was fun, that was exciting. But you had that initial apprehension. When that happens, play that back in your mind and say to yourself, life is a roller coaster. I need to ride up to the top so that I can experience the thrill of going down really fast. You have to have courage to do stuff. Because if you're just doing the same old, that's not living. That's existing. Fourth, hold yourself accountable. Too many people rely on the outside, or in their minds rely on outside circumstances to dictate their failures or successes. You got to hold yourself accountable. If you have a certain objective that you're trying to reach, to achieve, and you don't reach it, then you got to go back and say, all right, I need to find a more effective starting line. It's always finding the starting line, finding the starting line. Get that in your head when you're facing challenges. And hold yourself accountable, because if something doesn't get done, it's not because other people didn't do it, it's because you didn't take the right approach. Can't keep blaming other people. You have to assume that responsibility. And remember, leaders get paid for responsibility. The rank and file get paid for doing the action. So there's an accountability factor. You want to be a leader, you want to be responsible, you want to be in that 5% group. Hold yourself accountable. Fifth, have fun along the way. You know, one of the things that my mentor Bob Anderson always taught me was he had like little initials, all right, that he would use, like PIC's, the person in charge, and SOS was another one. But one he always used to say was MIF, which is make it fun. When you're working with people, when you're training people, when you're developing people, make it fun. Don't you remember when you were a little boy or a little girl and your parents were teaching you something? Didn't they always try and make it fun? Didn't they try and have like a neat reward or something when you would accomplish something, like your first trip to the bathroom? All right, fantastic, way to go. If you can make things fun, that is half the battle of keeping your attitude up there, and having a good attitude is a key element in anybody's success. Sixth, remember, this was your idea. Okay, you're the one that's living your life. Are you letting other people control what it is that you want to get done? If it is, I can see why you're not having such a great attitude. Remember, this was your idea. No one's keeping tabs on you. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. It's your life, and you alone decide your path. So if you don't like it, scrap it. Do something else. Have more fun and find a way. Figure out what you want, find a starting line, and get going with it. 7, get busy. Fill your life with so many different and amazing things that you don't have time to be negative about anything. When you go from event to event to event to event, there's no time for reflection. I remember, and I want to tell you this story. When I went to live in Bob Anderson's house, my mentor, he invited me to come and live with Bob and his wife together so that he could train me on a hands-on basis. I've done some good things with the company. When I got down there, I was kind of not in such a great mood. And he looked at me and he said, "Hey, what's up with you?" And I was having some issues with the girlfriend. And I said, things aren't going very, very well there. I said, what can you do to help me overcome this? He says, "Ha ha!" That's what he always used to say. He always used to say, "Ha ha! Let me give you the solution. We're going to put you to work from sunlight to midnight. And then by the time midnight comes around, you're going to be so tired that you're not even going to have time to think about the girlfriend." And guess what he did? It worked to his advantage, but it also worked to my advantage. So if you have things to do, if you're going from activity to activity to activity, you're able to successfully phase out the negativity that's in your life, and then focus on the things that are important. Because sitting there and concerning yourself with it, is that moving you forward, or is it just making you unhappy? It affects your attitude. These are some little clues to help you to maintain a positive attitude. And next time we get together, we're going to go over a few more of these. And until that time, hey, let's remember, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.